This is a problem that a lot of my students had difficulty with when they were trying to solve it with their teams. And I thought I might best go over this one with them. I don't want to leave this concept until I feel like everybody has pretty much mastered it. So let's go ahead and look at the problem, make sense of it, and come up with a plan where we can solve it step by step. It says here that, excuse me, it says that Sarah is painting the outside of a playhouse. So Sarah's the lucky girl, and she's got this playhouse, and it looks like it's got one door. It looks like it's a good size one for a kid, 12 by 12, and it must have a tall ceiling, 12 feet tall, and then we've got the roof too. It says that she will be painting the roof red and the walls yellow. Okay, so this girl's going to be painting, and I can imagine a child having to get a ladder out, and I can't imagine my girls, they're 6th graders, painting the roof. But anyhow, this Sarah, she is going to be painting the roof red, and then she's going to be painting the walls yellow. It says that the bottom of the playhouse will not be painted because it touches the ground. And that makes sense. I mean, why in the world would you want to paint that when it's going to be covered up and touching the ground? What is the surface area that Sarah will be painting for each color? So we need to figure out how much surface area, essentially the roof, will be painted red, and how much surface area, essentially the walls, will be painted yellow. Now we have some additional information down here. It tells us that the slant height of the roof is 9 feet. So from the base of the roof to the peak is 9 feet. And the door is going to be 3 feet wide and 6 feet high. And she's not painting the door, so we'll have to not paint the door. We'll have to figure out a way to deal with that. So here's my plan for figuring this one out. The first thing I'm going to do is find the surface area of the roof. I'm going to find the surface area of just one triangle that makes up that roof, multiply it by 4 because there are 4 triangles that make it up. And then I'm going to find the surface area of one of the rectangles, or I guess we would call it a square because it's 12 by 12. And then I'll multiply that by 4. And then from that, I'll have to subtract the surface area of the door because she's not painting the door. So I'll go ahead and start working on that right now. And I'm going to just put it right over here. So to find the surface area of a triangle, that's area equals 1/2 base times height. In this case, we're going to have 4 of those triangles. So I'm going to multiply the formula for finding one triangle by 4. And it tells us that the height is 9 feet. And we can see the base here is 12 feet because this side is congruent to this side. So we have 12 feet there. So we can say 1/2 times 12 times 9. So I'm just going to go ahead and work that on out. Now, I'm going to work this out as easily as I can. I'm going to say 4 times, well, 1/2 of 12 is 6, and 6 times 9 is 54. And then 4 times 50 is 200, and 4 times 4 is 16, so that should be 216 feet square. So 216 feet square is going to be painted red because that makes up the surface area of the roof. So I'm just going to say it will be painted red. Okay, so we found the surface area of the roof, and we found that the roof is 216 feet square, and that much will be painted red. Now, let's see if we can figure out the surface area of the walls. Now, each of these walls is 12 by 12, and there's 4 of them. So that tells me it's a square. 12 by 12 tells me it's a square. And since there's 4 of them, I'll just multiply the formula for finding the surface area of a square by 4. So I'm going to say area equals side square for just one square. But since we have 4, I'm going to say 4 times side square. So area equals 12 times 12. Area equals 144. Now I have to times it by 4. Area equals, well, 144 times 12. 576 feet square. But let me ask my students, am I done? Can I say that the surface area that will be painted yellow is 576 feet square?
No.
No, because I have to subtract from that the door. She apparently is not going to paint the door yellow, so I have to subtract that much from it. And it tells me that it's 3 feet by 6 feet, so I know it's a rectangle. And to find the surface area of a rectangle, I say area equals base times height. And in this case, the base is 3 feet wide by 6 feet high. So 3 times 6 is 18 feet square. So I have to subtract 18 feet square from 576 feet square, and it will tell me how much surface area will be painted yellow. Now, those of you sitting at your tables, how many of you got to this point? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of hands up. This is not the first time we worked on this type of problem, so good, good. Now let me go ahead and work it on out. Alright, so I hastily wrote, and it looks pretty messy, that 558 feet square will be painted yellow. How many of you agree with my answer? Alright, wonderful. So, let's talk about a math practice that I used when I solved this. First thing I did was I made sense of the problem, and I came up with a plan, and I worked it out step by step. That plan was to find the surface area of the roof, and then it was to find the surface area of the walls minus the surface area of the door. And then I found that the roof surface area was 216 feet square. And I used what I know about finding the surface area of a triangle and then multiplied it by 4 to get that answer. And then I used what I know about finding the surface area of a square and a rectangle to get my surface area that will be painted yellow. Alright, boys and girls, you saw my process. You saw my answers. You heard my math practice. What score do I deserve?
1,000.
Okay, 100%. Thank you very much, children. I hope that this demonstration has helped you.